comment, and subscribe.
There was a Red Post collection that went out this morning about Mundo's Rework, a possible new jungler champion, a new support, and of course some Samira hotfixes that we'll go over in this collection post that you can see on Surrender at 20. Make sure to go to that site and support them if you can. Today's Red Post collection includes Reeve's champion roadmap for September 2020, including teasers for an upcoming mage, support, and jungler, plus the latest on Dr. Mundo. Also included are details on a Samira hotfix nerf that went out and more. So if we scroll down to this first section, Champion Roadmap, September 2020. Check out the most recent Champion Roadmap from Reeve, a Rising Star, Iron-Willed Criminal, and Possessive Jungler, plus the latest on Mundo's VGU. Hey all, now that Samira's made her stylish debut, we wanted to take a minute to talk about some of our upcoming plans for a new champion and new VGUs. In the beginning of the year, we said we wanted to bring more champions from League's lore to Summoner's Rift. Creating champions like this helps us make the world of Runeterra feel more alive and allows us to tell really compelling stories about the new champions. We did this recently with Yone, as we brought him out of the pages of Yasuo's story and into battle alongside and against him during the Spirit Blossom event. Yone's return from the grave helped us set new stakes for Ionia, where the Azekana are growing in numbers and will continue to be a problem for the region. Players seem to really enjoy the extra depth. Yone's release added to Yasuo's character as well, and especially in Kin of the Stained Blade. And they had that cinematic, that like 8-minute long anime that basically Yone got. Man, Champions, can you imagine if Champions got that consistently also, like, from now on? Like, people want, like, a League of Legends show. Arcane was supposed to come out this year. It's delayed till next year. Gotta wait. It's almost coming, though, guys. Because of the reception for Yone and Senna have been so positive, we're going to bring another character players have been longing for to Rift next year. Oh, the Blade of the Ruined King. The Ruined King themselves, so they can have their blade. They're going to be an AD champion, I guess. Another strategy we discussed in our previous roadmap was our renewed focus on releasing more new champions. Specifically, we said that our goal was to release 6 new champions per year, 1 for each position with the exception of mid lane, where they'd get 2, 1 mage and 1 melee champion. So far in 2020, we've released a top laner in Set, a jungler in Lilia, a melee mid laner in Yone, and an ADC in Samira. This leaves us with a mid lane mage and a support to round out the year, which I'm happy to say we're on track, but as always, things could change. Also, just because we are focusing on new champions doesn't mean we've forgotten about VGUs. Dr. Mundo's update is in full swing right now, and as in is early work on another unannounced champion update. Probably not SHYVANA though. Maybe SHYVANA though, let me get your hopes up. With that, let's jump into the mage support that'll round out the champions for 2020, as well as an update on Mundo's VGU with a little sneak peek on the first champion to set sail in 2021. Become a fan. I don't know about you all, but I have become a fan of so many champions over the years. Have any of you become so charmed by a champion that you can hang posters on your walls, play their theme on repeat, and lock them in every game you possibly can? Regardless of your current level of fandom, when Piltover and Zaun's new Rising Star finally hits the promenade, she might convert you into an instant mega fan. I hope you're all ready to crowd around her and cheer along. Oh, so Jinx rework, gotcha. Wanted, must be alive for reward. Attention! The Empire will pay greatly for the capture and detainment of this runaway criminal. The fugitive is Han Solo. No, kidding. Extremely dangerous, so approach with caution. They are heavily armored and will attack even if slightly provoked. Wear light armor, as reports show warbands have been killed with their heavy gear twisted and shattered, littering the ground around them. The criminals have been known to mount a quick retreat when cornered, so bring a highly trained team is recommended. If you somehow manage to detain this criminal, please bring them directly to the closest Empire building marked with a black rose. Interesting, okay. Twisted Obsession. What would you do for love? Would you go to the ends of the world? Would you give up everything you have? Would you go to the brink of life or death? That sounds like the plot for Pirates of the Caribbean 3. If you are willing to do anything, you may just find yourself falling for our new romantic jungler skirmisher, who will be twisting hearts and possessing minds early next year. Oh, interesting, okay. I need a doctor. Oh, here we go, Dr. Mundo VGU's talk, here we go. We've made a lot of progress on Mundo's VGU since the last time we shared an update, which covered his early ideation phase. Why? What? Okay, that's a word I don't think I've ever seen before. At the time, most of what we shared was exploratory, but we did know 3 things we wanted from his update. We wanted to make big upgrades to Mundo's visuals and theme, not only to look better, but to fit better in how League of Legends visual styles has evolved. We wanted to make significant gameplay improvements to Mundo's kit while maintaining his super tanky regeneration and his ability to chuck cleavers. We wanted to keep Mundo a very simple champion. After that post went out, we read a lot of your feedback about what was and wasn't exciting from our early explorations. We saw a lot of people wanted us to keep Mundo as fun and comical champion, so that's definitely something we plan on keeping. We really want Mundo to embody the kind of dark comical theme that we feel would be very unique to League's roster of champions. On the gameplay side, we tried a lot of different things, but the one thing that really stuck was pushing further on the feeling that Mundo goes wherever he pleases. We decided to move forward with making Mundo an extremely difficult champion to lock down. This direction requires us to give him meaningful trade-offs. Having CC immunity in any form is a powerful tool, so Mundo will remain a champion with no hard CC or mobility on his kit. Overall, we're going to keep Mundo's gameplay pretty similar. There will be, of course, tweaks and changes to many of his abilities to add more skill expression, satisfaction, and counterplay. That's a really good word right there. But he will still feel like the same old Mundo we've grown to love. We'll dive much deeper into our progression on Mundo in his next blog update, which you can expect sometime next year. In the meantime, we'll leave you with this latest concept art. Until next time, one last thing before we go. Earlier this year, we said we wanted to get going to hold another poll where you'd vote for League's next VGU. We ran into some problems getting the poll up and running on the new website, and we've had to get started on the next VGU before we were able to fix them. The champion we chose wasn't on the previous voting poll, but we think it's one that many players will be excited about when we announce it, which we hope to do in the next roadmap. We're planning on doing another VGU poll, which will happen next year, and will be for the following champion update. With that, I hope you're all excited, as I am, for some of the up-and-coming champions. We'll be back at the start of next year to share our plans for 2021. In the meantime, see you all on the Rift. And then there's some mirror hotfixes for those that care about that. The base health has gone down, and the R total damage has gone down quite a bit. From 1 to 300 with 600 plus percent AD to 0 to 200 and plus 500%. So that was an interesting change. So let's break these down one by one. Now that I've read through them all and you've heard them all. First and foremost, I was obviously joking when they talking about Piltover and Zon, so I went Jinx rework. First, if you believe me, it's not a Jinx rework, by the way. It's going to be a new champion. It's going to be a Iron-Willed criminal, but also a jungler. So it's going to be the Vi rework instead, because she used to be a criminal before she became an officer, and she's a jungler, even though she was designed for the top lane initially. But anyways, with that being said, they usually give you kind of hints and stuff, and they gave us an image. Here's the first one. I'll blow it up in case you guys are watching the video specifically. What we see around them, it looks like there's a party going on. We see this over here, which if this is their hand, which I imagine it's not. I imagine they're up on a stage, so this could be like a part of a clothes or something, like a skirt or a cape or something like this. This looks more hair-like over here. This also could be tail. It could be a really long bit of hair or tail coming over here. And this looks like it could be just part of the stage, because it looks like they're elevated, and this is like fans around them. And one of the things they mentioned in this post, I believe towards the end of the jungler section, which technically was down here, convert you into an instant mega fan. Something about that, and then something about seeing this image down here, they're all kind of still screaming. This could be part of a leg, again, that could be up on a stage. This could be one of their weapons of some sort, part of their kit, as in, when I hear they convert you to an instant mega fan, my thought is like a charm ability, like Evelyn or Ari or something, where like they hit you with something and they instantly kind of grab you, and it's some sort of CC kind of effect like that. So maybe it's like that with this. Maybe this is some more of a cone though. So instead of like a charm or a skill shot like that, it's gonna be more of a cone ability, because you know, if they're a jungler that looks like they rock out, they're a vocalist or a singer or something like that, they might play into that a bit more. But as you see, everybody's also having a good time. It doesn't look like these crystals are not everywhere. And also the coloring, this is just a stretch, kind of looks like it goes a bit more with this as well. So maybe it has something to do with you have to collect ammo or something to be able to use the ability. It could be an ultimate ability, we'll see. With the next part, we're just talking about the roadmap and Yone and stuff. I am excited to see things more like cinematics and stuff for champions as well. This one was an interesting one too, because I think this picture down here where we're talking about the wanted must be alive for reward, and then it talks about like twisted metal from people when they had armor and stuff. I'm thinking that means like armor penetration in the kit, basically, or true damage, something that goes through armor that makes armor somewhat like a relevance in a kit. But it looks like here, like right below one of those Noxian, when Noxus takes over something in the lore, they leave behind these like Noxian gates. I thought that might have been a guillotine for a second, but no, that could just be somebody that's super powerful, just invading Noxus, and that's why this is like a Noxian wanted dead or alive poster, wanted alive poster, because it's something that Noxus is actually dealing with. So that could also show a direction of where the champion could be from. I don't think Demacia, even though Noxus and Demacia go back and throw hands runs for like generations. I don't think someone from Demacia is now just going on a rampage in Noxus for that matter. They're also marked with a Black Rose, so we know they're part of the Black Rose organization. That's a syndicate, like in the underground of Noxus, that kind of works in secret, like a secret cloak and dagger organization, if you're not up to date with the lore. But again, I'm thinking with the armor's twisted and shattered and littered on the ground around them, whatever this is, it does some massive damage and problems for tanky people is what I'm saying. That would be interesting to see. We do see this image right here. It looks like a battering ram. Maybe this is the person right here kind of busting through the gate that we just talked about. I'm not entirely sure. The next image we get is the Twisted Obsession one, where I said it was kind of a joke about Pirates of the Caribbean, but we do get ourselves a ring, and it does mention a romantic new jungler. And something I want to note about this romantic new jungler, if I could jump over to my Twitter for a second, is SpiderX tweeted out a few minutes ago. Riot August, Lonely Wing, and Carnival Knights are the ones working on the new romantic skirmish jungler coming early next year. And you see some people are already excited for August. I'm going to say that too, as a matter of fact. Ooh, snap. Oh, snap. August. We like August's work around here. So with that being said, that should be pretty interesting too, for the matter, but a romantic jungler and the ring and stuff like that. Again, this one also kind of reminds me a little bit of the one up here, the skirmisher jungler as well. I don't think they're the same person. It's like there's two different ones. But again, it seems like CC, something about kind of baiting or attracting people to the champion, reminds me of things like charms and CCs and stuff like that. So that'll be interesting to see. And then last but not least, of course, the Dr. Mundo rework. Look at this. Look at what they've done to him so far, right? Like, look at this. Looks like kind of the same. He actually looks, I don't know if younger is the right word, but for some reason, I guess, I don't know why, if you look at the current splash and this splash, I don't know. But beyond that, he kind of looks like the same champion for the most part, and the idea they said in the rework was they wanted to keep him kind of the same, which is interesting to me because it means that even though it sounds like he's going to have CC immunity, which I don't think is really good at all, to be honest, like Rengar got that and we saw what happened there, the whole group around your AD carry to protect them from Rengar, no, Rengar will still dive in for that and just go 1-for-1 at worst. CC immunity is kind of interesting, but at least with Mundo, what they mentioned is that they want to give him trade-offs if they're going to give him CC immunity by making sure he has like no mobility or no hard CC in his kit. Unlike Rengar, that might be the thing that makes CC immunity actually better then, because then, of course, well, yeah, he can't run you down by CCing you, or dashing to you at least, until he builds that one mythic item. You know, I wonder if Juggernauts are going to do that, at least if they're AD Juggernauts. Probably not, but that might be an interesting thing. It's kind of like how some Juggernauts take Ghost or used to build Frozen Heart to kind of circumvent that weakness of being able to be kited. We'll see when the other mythic items come out for other champions if one can help Mundo in this no CC or mobility thing. But if this keeps up, I think this is actually a pretty interesting idea, because then he's like a Juggernaut through and through. He has to really kind of come and flank you or really be on top of you to do damage to you as an AD carry or a mid lane squishy mage, or even a squishy assassin if for some reason you're in a team fight and not assassinating somebody, for whatever your reasons might be. With that being said though, yeah, Mundo, we got a couple new champions in the Rift soon. All of these can be found on Surrender at 20, and that's all for this video from me. So thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Hit the bell notification, the actual subscribe button. But I don't know which video will be next, because I even have a lot of kinks. So until next time, take care. GG, get jinxed. Thank you for watching, and enjoy pizza responsibly.